Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 100.
You on Live Now from Fox. Thanks again for joining us. I'm your host, Mike Page, as we bring you top stories, live feeds, and of course, when breaking news happens, we have you covered here as well. We are awaiting President Trump remarks coming from the White House. Busy day, and we will continue to wait for that. We want to hear his comments on the economy. Ever since this morning, it has been just a red day, and this is how the Dow Jones closed at close to 900 points in the red. Now, what we want to do is take it back out to Capitol Hill as lawmakers try to find a resolution when it comes to the budget there, and because Friday could be a government shutdown if they do not pass a CR. So let's listen in on Live Now from Fox, everyone.
Basically frozen. Is that right? It's basically flat.
Find a resolution when it comes to the budget. Government shutdown if they do not
It's down $7 billion. Is that a fair characterization?
Fair characterization.
Number two, defense spending is up slightly, $6 billion.
$2.5 billion.
So that number is down. This is not a multi-page omnibus bill at the last minute. This is a 99-page continuation of current fund.
We had, I want to be careful here. I don't want to step on any of our authorizers' toes. But we certainly had lots of requests to put stuff on. And as I told my friends, don't you remember December? There was only 130 pages in that CR and that disaster relief bill. They put a lot of other stuff on. We didn't allow that to happen.
So it is fewer than 100 pages, about 99 pages.
I think it's 99.
And under our budget and executing with the levels that you need to have in place for the appropriations process so that we can move to get to the best of our ability the 12 bills passed. Do you agree we should be moving on that with dispatch?
I absolutely do. I would add, and I'd say this, and I said this when President Biden, any new administration has a hard time meeting the deadline to submit a budget, which is actually middle of February. So we're still waiting, and we have to have that. But we're waiting, we wait on every administration. They don't have an OMB director at that point. They don't have a Secretary of the Treasury. The president should have been able to count on full funding through September 30th of this year and not worry about that. But, you know, he didn't get that. He didn't get it in 2017 either. And I'm not casting stone, but that's a congressional bipartisan failure, in my view. If we'd had gotten our work done last year when we should have, we wouldn't be having this meeting here today. We'd had a budget that was already running through. So, and I can heap lots of blame. I will tell you, our committee did its work. It got all of its bills out in a timely fashion. We could have voted on all 12. We voted on, I think, 7. 5 of them passed. Most of the money got through. But Congress needs to get its act together. And again, I'm very critical of Congress on that, on both sides. The committee didn't fail. The product was ready to go to the floor. We just couldn't get them all to the floor and couldn't get them across the floor, quite frankly. And, you know, as disappointed as I am there, I will point out on the other side, we don't get to do things by ourselves in the House. There is this United States Senate. They didn't pass one appropriations bill last year. And as a matter of fact, if they'd passed one, we actually could have had a conference and could have opened up and dealt with all of them on that basis. But the
Chairman
Senate
Cole,
didn't kick out a single appropriations bill.
and just to underscore that, this is really important. The House passed 5 appropriations bills in this cycle, FY25, last year, correct?
Correct.
The previous year, we passed 7. Is that correct? And the Senate, under Democrat leadership, under each of those times. Now, obviously, this fiscal year is now transitioned to Republican leadership, but we're only a mere, what, 6 weeks, 8, whatever, 8 weeks into that. So to be clear for the American people, we passed 5 bills and and do we have all 12 out of committee?
Yes.
We had all 12 out of committee, 5 off the floor. We had all 12 out of committee the previous year.
All 12 before the August break, too.
Right. And we had all 12 the previous year, including 7 off the floor, correct?
Correct.
And did the Democrat-controlled Senate pass one single appropriations bill either time?
You know, I can't remember the first if they passed one or not. I know they didn't last year. Okay. But I don't think they did, but I can't remember.
Well, I think that's right. And I know I'm pushing up on time. I appreciate it. I think this is a responsible step forward. And I know, look, I've got some on my kind of more moderate flank and my conservative flank that have concerns. And a lot of people have said, well, you know, we're moving a full year funding a continuing resolution. That's not how we should do business. Well, I think the chairman of appropriations would agree.
Absolutely.
I would agree, right? That's not. We would like to have 12 appropriations bills, but we didn't get it done. And we didn't get it done in significant part because the Senate refused to pass a single appropriations bill. So here we are, and we're trying to clean up that mess. And now we can move forward with this bill, hold spending roughly flat, be able to advance the cause for our defense, be able to advance the cause to be able to move the appropriations bills for this year. Funding's up for veterans. We've got the extension in for crop insurance. We don't have any earmarks in there for better or worse. Some of us think that's a good thing, some less so. And we've got a reduction, to the best of my understanding, in some of the IRS expansion, a lot of things that are priorities. I think this is a big step forward, and we should now focus on FY26 and get the appropriations bill. And I appreciate the testimony of the gentleman.
I would add, if I may,
Yeah.
We don't do this, it shuts down. You tell me how that's better. Whatever your individual concerns are here or there in the bill, fair enough. But you tell me how a government shutdown, for no purpose at all, to achieve no objective that I can see, is better for the American people. I just think it's not.
And to that
שלי ב-27 לשני, בדיוק יומיים לפני היום הולדת שלי חמישי. וואו. אני זוכר את השידור הזה, אני זוכר שאני אמרתי לך, נכון, שהבת שלי קוראים לה ליה. ליה, נכון. זאת אומרת שאני אמרתי לך שאני עכשיו בשמיים למעלה. ואני אמרתי לך משהו. ואמרתי לך שמירת שבת. וזה לא אני אמרתי את זה. כשתדעי שזה לא אני. את תצטרכי לקחת את השמירת שבת עלייך. ואת אמרת שמירת שבת בעצם דבר שהתבקשתי בשמיים למעלה. אתה לא יודע, זה היה משהו גבוה מזה. איזה חודש את? שבוע שני. כמה את מרוגשת? אתה לא מבין מה קרה פה בבית, גם לי וגם לילדים. אפילו לי אמרתי לה, מה יקרה בבטן? אמרה, תינוק, שהיא לא מדברת בדרך כלל. אני אספר לך איך הגעתי למצב איתו. אתמול בלילה, אולי תהיה לך תשובה לי, אתמול בלילה היה לי שיתוק שינה. לצערי אני חווה את זה אחת לשנה או שנתיים, ואתמול היה שיתוק שינה מפחיד ביותר. הרגשתי שיש תינוק טוב לידי במיטה ואני לא מצליחה לגשת להעניק אותו. ואחרי מספר דקות הרגשתי ידיים עם ציפורניים קרות שמושכות אותי מהמיטה החוצה. אז איצ'קוק? אני מוצאת איצ'קוק זה משהו. אוקיי, אני לא יודעת מה הלך שם. ולמחרת, היום, נסעתי לפחות 4 שעות עד שהגעתי הביתה והתאפקתי לשירותים, אמרתי, בא לי לקרוא בדיקת הריון לראות מה קורה, למה התחוויתי דבר כזה. למה ראיתי תינוק בשיתוק שינה שאני לא יכולה לדעת בו. ואז פתחתי את החיובי בשתי בדיקות שונות, אחד דיגיטלי שהרתה לי את השבועות ואחד רגילה שהרתה את הבתים. זהו. לפני 5 שנים של ניסיון. אפילו רופא פוריות לא הצליח לעזור לי. מה הסיכום? באמת, אבל זה אני בתוך חברים, אני יודע. סיכוי שתבוא לטיקטוק. עבר סך הכל 3 שבועות. 3 שבועות. מה הסיכוי של 3 שבועות שאני אגיד לך? דבר כזה. מה את לוקחת על עצמך? אין לי מושג. אני לא יודעת, אז את רוצה להגיד, אני אגיד לך מה. כנראה לא הבנת. אני זוכר את הברכה. אחר כך אני זוכר את המצוין. אני אגיד לך מה זוכר כי הייתי למעלה. כשנראה למעלה, שמעתי למעלה. הייתי למעלה. אני לא הייתי ככה, הייתי בשידור נכון. הייתי בשידור נכון. הסתכלתי לאנשים בעיניים, קראתי צ'אט, אבל ברמה הרוחנית הייתי למעלה. מה זה למעלה? הורדתי לך את הברכה משמיים. מהשמיים אמורים להגיד לך את זה. זה לא נעים. למה זה נגיד דבר כזה? אם אני אדם שלא חובש כיפה, אז למה שאני צריך לשמור שבת? את אמרת שמירת שבת, את צריכה לשמור שבת. מעכשיו, מהשבת הזאת. להפסיק לעשן כמובן, להפסיק לעשן. בעזרת השם, גם זה יבוא, לאט לאט. לא לאט לאט, זה יבוא. למה חוויתי את השיתוק שינה הזה אתמול? את רוצה שאני אבדוק לך שנייה? כן, אני אשמח שהרגשתי ציפורניים מושכות אותי מהמיטה. הנה שנייה אחת. אוקיי. את חלמת על ציפורניים שמושכות אותך? לא חלמתי. הרגשתי. ידיים עם ציפורניים קרות שמושכות אותי ופורקות אותי בכפות רגליים. הייתי ערה הגוף משתק. זה היה ב-12 בלילה. ושמעתי לא כמו קודם. נכון, שאני לא מצליחה להגשת אלא להעניק אותו. הנה שנייה אחת.
So-called spending bill does nothing to protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Quite the opposite. The Republican bill dramatically cuts health care, nutritional assistance for children and families, and veterans' benefits. It is not something we could ever support. House Democrats will not be complicit in the Republican effort to hurt the American people. Catherine Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. We have a new bill, but it's the same betrayal of the American people. This is all part of the same scheme, the same crime spree that we are seeing that steals deserving taxpayer dollars, and all to give a tax cut to the very wealthiest people in this country. In this bill, there are also very specific harm will be done. 32,000 families that will lose affordable housing projects that will be halted. Our veterans who rely on the PACT Act funding because they were exposed to toxins while serving our country. That is defunded in this bill. Another shocking, as they're rolling back research across the country, in this bill, Alzheimer's research is zeroed out. 7 million people in this country are diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and the impact on our economy and families like mine, I lost my mom to that disease, is devastating. So why do this? It's all part of the same plot: to give Elon and the billionaire class a tax break at the expense of what families in this country need. We are not going to let them take their health care, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, in order to betray American families at home. Pete Aguilar.
House Democrats want to support a bill that protects Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. We want to protect our communities. We want to ensure health care for veterans. This bill doesn't do that. It takes away veterans' health care. It takes away critical research funding. Those are the things that House Republicans are willing to do just to give Elon Musk and Donald Trump's friends continued tax breaks. That's unacceptable to House Democrats. We want to support a bipartisan piece of legislation. If House Republicans want to support real legislation that helps American families, and they want to do it in a bipartisan way, all they have to do is call Leader Jeffries and work with House Democrats. But they have so far been unable and unwilling to do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Leader, thank you. Right, House Democrats taking no questions there on Capitol Hill as they discuss the active CR right now that is being debated on the House Rules Committee. We've been showcasing that to you right here on Live Now from Fox. We will take our first break of the hour. We'll be back with much more. Coming up on Live Now from Fox, we're still waiting that playback from the
working. You never get that work, you get that time, you have
Please take weather events seriously.
Pay attention when you get those alerts on your phone when it tells you it's a tornado watch, tornado warning. Go by that advisory. Even if you don't see something or hear something, go to a safe place. Stay off the road during that time.
The warnings may not last long, but as you can see, it doesn't take long to do serious damage. Reporting in Seminole County, Chris Lindsay, Fox 35 News.
All right, really scary times there for the morning of Lake Mary residents in